I want to talk about North Korea because you have spoken about this publicly. Here we are in the new year after 3 summits with the North Korean leader. North Korea is now threatening more, not less, nuclear tests, missile tests, etc. You've called Trump's policy on North Korea a failed policy. What does the U.S. gain from the president's diplomacy with Pyongyang?
Well, if President Trump's last book was The Art of the Deal, the next one he is writing right now is The Art of the Blunder. It's truly incredible that he could have provided so much public recognition, positive recognition of North Korea in return for a few love letters flattering his ego. And what a contrast with what you've just been discussing in a very incisive discussion about our troubles in Iran and Iraq, that in North Korea he cannot even get the first step, a weapons declaration and a fissile material declaration that we got in Iran, the agreement that he's rejected, that has played a role in the current crisis where he cannot even protect our embassy.
When you look at the actions of Iran, for instance, in Iraq with these protests, other hostile acts, as well as North Korea, these threats, do you see countries around the world fearing Trump or taking advantage of him?
I think many of them view him as a paper tiger. They certainly fear our military power, but they recognize that he acts so impulsively. As you know, Jim, just before Christmas, 500 people in Iraq had been killed, 19,000 wounded, largely through the action of Iran-supported militias. And Iran was being viewed as the source of the many problems that Iraq faces, not the United States. Now President Trump, through his impulsive action, has completely reversed that. Bush and Cheney had a horrible, dangerous policy to get us into Iraq in the first place. President Trump really has no policy at all. He doesn't seem to know what he's doing, no end game. We certainly want to protect American personnel, all of them on the ground, but to have this damage to the wasteful billion-dollar embassy in Baghdad and nowhere to go, President Trump clearly has to begin at least some back-channel discussions with the Iranians. He has coddled every other thug in the world. Why not talk with the Iranians?
But I'm just curious, should the U.S. not have responded to the death of a U.S. contractor on the ground there?
Well, they should not have responded in the way they did. It should have been done in coordination with the Iraqi government and recognizing that with this great outpouring of public support in Iraq against Iranian influence, now was not the time to make the United States the enemy instead of Iran.
Right. Congressman Lloyd Doggett, thanks very much, and Happy New Year
to
you and your family.